So I am pissing off the energy healers. There is some NLP, neuro-linguistic practitioners, as well as crystal healers out there that are also doing DNA healing and who are completely talking to their people saying, stop trying to be immortal, everybody. Stop trying to cheat death or get out of death. Stop trying to do all that. And I'm like, and then this lady, she actually commented, and I deleted her comment. But here's the thing. She's like not wanting to acknowledge that the power of the body and the mind and the spirit could live on, because her practices of NLP, as well as her crystals and DNA healing with whatever that she's doing, isn't actually working, and it isn't really healing and regenerating the cells. She's justifying death because she hasn't figured out the formula of life. So you're going to see people out there that are doing crystals, that are aging, that are older ladies, that are all into the tantric sex and everything else, really hate my information because they haven't figured out the formula to life. They think that energy, even when your body dies, the soul lives on. They think that's the right way to be. They think that the body and the mind are disposable. They think that really we live to die. We live to go to the next level ascension. And actually, I'm going to say those people are like Satanists in a lot of ways, because they're not willing to look at the fact that you have to have the body, mind, and spirit simultaneously live here on this earth. And then the universe will speak to you when it needs to through your dreams. And then it will lead you in the right direction. And so it's so interesting that I'm triggering the crystal healing community with these new age ladies that are from like Sedona, Arizona areas that are all into the crystals and the organite and the different ascension type belief systems. And they talk about, transferring of energy, and you don't really die. It's your energy that transfers into this, into that. And I'm sorry, but that's just a justification to because you don't know how to keep the body alive. You know how to kind of make somebody comfortable as they're on their way out, but you truly do not know how to keep the body alive to where you're actually showing specific measurable results in cell regeneration, because that's what it comes down to. When all these different energy healers and whatever, their whole point is to prolong life. They like life, but they haven't figured out how to actually show regeneration to where it actually reverses the aging process. Now, have I? Well, I don't know. Ask my husband. Sugar, stop. Come down here. Go lay down, Sugar. Stop. Have I? Well, I've seen a major reversal in all of my stuff. Okay? We're looking at the science behind cell regeneration. We're looking at the science behind regrowing limbs. We're looking at the science behind organ regeneration. We're looking at the science behind cellular regeneration. We're looking at the science behind reversing PTSD. We're understanding that it takes a certain formula of a concoction that infuses the cells with the right type of nutrients to prolong life. And indefinitely, we can't quantify immortality. Immortality is just a theory that is used to shock people. There's no way to quantify immortality, but there is a way to quantify what keeps people alive and what causes death. And when you're taking crystals on a mutated body, you're reflecting back the mutations, and then you're perpetuating the mutations. No different than taking organite, which is all heavy metals, and organite is metals along with crystals. So the crystals are energizing the metals, which then are causing a pollution in your atmosphere, in your environment. So organite is not good, completely poisonous to everybody in their environment. Taking a crystal on a mutated body just reflects back the mutation. So no, you don't want to be energizing your mutations. No different than taking a saltwater flush and you have high blood pressure, and so the salt then energizes your cardiovascular or your neurological issues that may manifest in high blood pressure. It's not that the salt did it, it's the fact that you have mutations and the salt is an energizing force to energize your mutations, no different than what crystals do in the crystal healing world. And then they go and put it over the different chakras, which is your hormones, and they manipulate your body through crystals with hormones. It's called hormone replacement therapy using crystal energy. And it ages people. Look at the crystal healing community. They are aging ladies. They may look kind of cute right now, but a lot of them are aging rapidly, and it shows. So you can say Miss Crystal Healing Shani, whatever your last name is. You can justify that you don't understand what causes life and what causes death by saying, oh, nobody lived for immortality. Don't try to be immortal. It's okay for the body to die because your soul lives on. All that energy just transforms. I mean, there's so many sly, wicked ways to justify death. There are so many ways and the whole thing with reincarnation, the Satanism, anything that justifies the body and the mind to be disposable, but the spirit lives on, is a form of Satanism. Okay? And so we have certain allegorical stories like Adam and Eve and Mary, Mother of God, and Athena from Parthenon. Are they actually true? I have no idea. We are beginning to figure out through peeling back the layers of Jilly Juice to see what the body can actually do, and then what does reproduction actually mean in humanity. Why are we reproducing? Oh, because we're under duress, we're under stress. There is distress in the human population, and that's why hormones are raging in so many different ways. And when there's stress on the body, the hormones get out of control. And then it causes fertility, as well as other mutations, obesity, cancer, disease, and chronic illness, aging, all of that. So I find it very interesting that I did trigger a crystal healer. And you can tell the crystal healer because they're very cute women. They look like they're just this spiritual floaty, wearing the floaty outfits and the big hair and the duck lips, and all their friends are all these women from Sedona, Arizona types. You know who I'm talking about. They're the ones that have all the crystals in their house. They're the ones that do all the herbs and the fertility rituals. They're the ones that, yes, can go into midwifery. That's an aspect of the fertility death process, midwifery. Oh yeah, we don't believe in hospitals, but yes, bring a midwife in. She'll do her herbs and whatever else to help with the fertility or help with the baby coming to, which is great, fine. I mean, we have to have choices, especially when we don't want to have our kids vaccinated without our knowing it. So, but just understand what's behind these specific interest groups that deal with the crystal healings and the organites and all of that. They're justifying the death process. They're no different than some Satanist that justifies death. Okay? It's all the same stuff. And we have allegories to turn to see as an example of what could possibly be true. There's elements of truth in all stories that are out there. In the Bible, whether it's the Christian Bible or the Catholic Bible or the Greek mythological gods and goddesses, every single story out there. Now, the Iliad and the Odyssey. What's the other one? Like War and Peace, Dante's Inferno. All of these huge books written by years and years, there are keys of information. There are elements of truth, and there are elements of propaganda. And now we're going to see and have discernment to know the truth and what's truth and what is propaganda. And that comes with a well-balanced mind, body, and spirit. You can't possibly know what the truth is or even uncover what the possibility of the truth is until you have at least a somewhat of a balanced mind, body, and spirit. Right now, most of you are so mutated and you've been taught one thing, and that's all your focus is on that one thing. You're not willing to look at anything else because you haven't been, you're looping. It's like an activism, but in a different way. So hopefully the J Jews can kind of get you more well balanced so you're not so focused on this one area, and you actually can have discernment and say, okay, maybe there's some truth to Athena. Maybe there's some truth to some Catholicism stuff. Maybe there's some truth to this in this area. It's not all about just the Bible. It's not all about just the Catholic Bible. It's not all about just the Jehovah Bible. It's not all about just, the Greek mythological, gods and goddesses. There's a component of truth in every single allegorical story out there, not just one specific doctrine. And that's what my hope is, that those of you who are stuck in those specific doctrines, you get out of that and you start entertaining other possibilities and then bring it all together into your own thesis. And that's what I'm doing. Whether you do it fine, great, or not. But I notice the ones that are still stuck in their one specific way of thinking, I kind of repel that. I want to see a more well-balanced person where they take into account everything, not just one aspect of things, but still come from life, not death. Okay? So that's how I'm articulating this stuff. All right, so there's my expression. My dog is driving me crazy right now, but I just wanted to get that because, it's funny, the crystal healing community and how triggered they get with my information. I'm not chasing after immortality because you can't quantify that, but I'm chasing after what keeps people indefinitely living. And if immortality is an outcome, great, so be it. But there's no way to predict it and you can't quantify it, so there's no point in even talking about it. It's theoretical and it's a way to discount somebody. It's like a gaslighting. Oh, prove immortality. Stop chasing immortality. Yeah, because you like to kill people in a slow way with your crystals. You're justifying your protocols because that's all you know. So of course you're going to attack my information because you're practicing something totally different because you don't know what the formula of life is. You only know the formula of death. Well, I'm so sorry I triggered you, young lady, but do your thing. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.